In these notes, we are actually reviewing the information you read about in the Marbury versus Madison article you were given in class. Marbury versus Madison gave the power of judicial review. So let's talk about the case. Basically, in the last minutes of his presidency, John Adams gave a lot of men jobs, most of them justices of the peace in Washington, D.C. But when Thomas Jefferson took over the office of president, he didn't really like what John Adams did. And so William Marbury didn't get his job, his Justice of the Peace job. So basically, Jefferson instructed his Secretary of State, James Madison, not to deliver Marbury his job. So even though Jefferson made the decision not to do it, James Madison is the one who carried out the decision, and that's why James Madison is a big part of this case. So obviously Marbury was pretty upset that he didn't get his job. And so he sued Madison in order that he be able to get his job. And what was interesting was that he bypassed all of the lower courts because Congress made a law called the Judiciary Act of 1789. And this law was used as a basis for taking his case directly to the Supreme Court. The Judiciary Act of 1789, the law made by Congress, actually gave the judicial branch power to issue orders for people like Marbury. What's interesting is the Supreme Court had never really had a case like this, and unfortunately the Constitution didn't give them a lot of guidance. Article 3, which is the judicial branch in the Constitution, is the shortest article included. And so basically it didn't give the Supreme Court any guidance. And this decision that they would make, they didn't know it at the time, but it would basically change the power of the court forever. The law Congress made said that judges could deliver such commissions to people like Marbury. But as the Supreme Court reviewed the case, they actually found a problem with the law itself. They believed that Marbury was wronged by Madison and that something really should be done about it. And the law told them that they had to make Madison deliver the commission. So they agreed with Marbury, and the law told them what to do about it. However, the problem they saw was that this law gave too much power to the judicial branch, and therefore was unconstitutional, because the Constitution created a government in which there are limited powers. So because they thought the law was unconstitutional, they said it was basically illegal and that it could not be followed. So Marbury, unfortunately, did not get his job. And this was the first time the Supreme Court had used a power that was not in the Constitution, which makes it an implied power. The power to declare laws unconstitutional is pretty important because it makes Congress pass laws that are the best possible. And they shouldn't be passing laws that don't follow the Constitution. This power is called judicial review.